hello and welcome to Show Up, Stand Out, a new online visibility expert series for entrepreneurs. And today I am with a lovely Greg Harvey. Hi, Greg.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good. Greg is he's a web designer, he's a graphic designer, but he's also a man on a mission from God, and I'm talking about the Blues Brothers kind of mission from God. Yeah. And he is an absolutely amazing person. He's building a huge community with live streams and has become very, very visible, and not because of the green beard. Over a matter of months. So this is so interesting for me to pick his brain and see what is he doing and what is his secret, and I can share the secret then with my audience. So if you're watching us, tell us where you're watching us from, and tell us if you can hear both of us. If you see any kind of issues, let us know. Okay, Greg, well listen, let's start with you taking over and telling us, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what's your background, all those things.
Well, hey, how are you? Thanks for letting me be here today, Julia. This is awesome. I'm Greg Harvey. I'm from Clearwater, Florida, and I'm primarily a web designer and graphic artist. I've been doing it since 1998. I built my first website in Notepad. Had to learn the code and how to write it and test it, and man, WordPress has made my life so much easier.
I know. I hear you.
Right. We used to have to code that stuff for days. But I've been able to work with some pretty cool people. I did the artwork for the Titanic exhibits. I actually got to go to Ireland and photograph where she was built, and go to some of the places there before they renovated it for people. Worked with CSI and Star Trek, Our Bodies. I even did some stuff with Barbie.
Really?
Did some graphic work for Kenner and Mattel. And then I just finished up a project with the Duck Dynasty guys, the Robertson family.
That's very exciting.
So yeah, I've been doing it for about 20 years, and it's been great. But this live stream thing is really, in the last 2 years, it's really taken my heart away from graphics and web a little bit.
How did it? Well, before I ask you about your journey, this is the most important question for me: is why is your beard green?
Why isn't everybody's beard green?
I know my beard is green, but I had to tweeze it for this show.
Well, one of the things is I'm an introvert. Okay, so it's not easy for me to start conversations. So I'm an introvert. I'm an artist, but I'm also a Christian. So I do like some outreach work. I go into prisons and detoxes and jails and different things like that, and it helps start a lot of conversations. Jesus said, when we become followers of his, to come follow me, I'll make you fisher of men. So I literally call this bait because it starts a lot of conversation. And the green color is for my new life in Christ. So, it's functional and it's conversation starter. And, when I first started live streaming, people told me, if you're going to do this thing, then you definitely got to make sure you do it with the green beard. And now everything is green beard. So.
Brilliant. Yes, I saw that you have a Green Beard Media and the logo. Is that for what company is that?
That's for my own web design and graphics. And I'm also awesome. Putting live streaming in there now too. Brilliant.
It really looks very, very good. And I find that your green beard is something that's, for me, instant warm-up, even before we talk, So you don't even have to worry about starting a conversation. You just have to sort of, the beard just to have to show up. And so I'm delighted. Definitely got me there. So let's talk about the live. Yeah, let's talk about the live streams. Like why did you decide that you needed to do it in the first place?
Well, I don't think I necessarily felt like I needed to do it. My wife showed me Periscope, I think like right after it first came out. And I went on there and I kind of checked it out for a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, but I could never do that. And then it just felt like there was just some kind of pull. I just felt like there was something about it. But, being an introvert and being somebody that was told pretty much my whole life not to speak up, it just didn't seem like something that would be natural for me. And the more I watched, one thing I noticed, without having a following or anything on Periscope, you're wide open to whatever's out there. There was so much junk out there that I couldn't believe, that I wanted to just try to bring something good, try to bring something positive. And I started making those first little steps into it. I think my first broadcast, I was showing a coffee cup and, talking about, oh, I got no followers. Nobody wants to hear what I got to say
But it takes time and everything, like absolutely everything. I think the biggest mistake that people make is that they expect an overnight success with whatever they do, or they start a business and they think 1 year is enough. When in business it actually isn't, and it is a bit of a slow journey in the beginning. So, and people get discouraged because of that. But yet, it's like you get discouraged and you give up, and that's how you lose. You just have to keep going. So you've been doing the live streaming on Periscope for 2 years?
Yeah, almost 2 years. It's a little better than a year and a half, so I've started saying 2 years already.
Wow, and so tell me when you went and you did your first ones, how did you overcome, if you were such an introvert, what did you have any tips, or do you have any tips for people that are watching this show and they're maybe not confident with going live, whether, Facebook or Periscope, doesn't matter, any kind of live videos. Was there any techniques or tips, or how did you overcome that shyness and actually started doing it? And then maybe in the first few times, what helped you?
Well, all of my first broadcasts were pretty much a train wreck because I was trying to figure out what to do, how to make a title. So there was a lot of I'm bored in car line, come keep me company. I'm chilling on my couch, come over and see. And I just practiced getting in front of the camera, and I just kept going. And I think if you just step out there, you're not going to have a lot of people come in at first. You're just not. And, but if you keep going and you keep talking to the people that do come into your broadcast, sooner or later, you're going to find that sweet spot, that little niche of where it is that you want to focus on, and it'll take off from there. But the real big key is just hitting that button. Do it afraid. Do it afraid.
So
just hit that button afraid.
What you're saying is that if you want to do it on Periscope, go and do it. Doesn't matter what your subject even is. Just go and practice talking on camera and on random subjects. But then you will figure out what actually does flow out of you.
Yeah. It's just like anything else. If you have enough conversation with somebody, you're going to find something in common. You're going to find something to talk about. You're going to find something, because listen, everybody's got something that they're passionate about or that they care a lot about. But when you hit that button, everything in your brain just seems to just go away. It's like, But the more you start speaking, you're going to find your voice.
That's true. I felt like this. But funny with me, the live video comes more naturally to me than the recorded video. It's when it's recorded and I know that it's recorded, then it's like, I'm becoming a perfectionist. Whereas on the live video, I can completely forget what I was talking about. I can, have a rant. I can have a row with someone. Whatever happens. And I never delete the posts afterwards. And in fact, I cut out the funny bits and I post them on my personal wall so everybody can laugh, because this is what the reality TV is, and this is live streams are a form of reality TV, and that's why they're so popular, and that's why we don't need to be overproduced or, look perfect, because people just love that. They love watching you. So the more they watch you, even if they didn't like you in the beginning, they start loving you more and more the more they see you. That's just how it works, it's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I tried in October, actually, because people had been talking to me about, oh, well, you're so good at live stream, you should get on YouTube. And I tried vlogging in October. Oh my gosh, Julia, it was a nightmare. It's so much easier to live stream than to do the recorded stuff.
That's so true. We have a few people here I want to say hi to. We have Stephen Wayne Button. If you know anyone, Greg, just give him a shout. We have Melanie Tylee Tinman, and we have Michael Hamilton just joined us as well. So, guys, if you have any questions about live streams, pop them in the comments, and we will answer them. So, let's think about the platforms here. So you started on Periscope, and how did Facebook come to play, or are you doing the same thing on Facebook now?
Well, Facebook, I definitely was doing Periscope before Facebook Live became available for everybody.
Oh yes, of course.
And then I started doing the Facebook Lives. I do them simultaneously at the same time. I've got an Archon dual mount that I use for broadcasting, but I prefer Periscope better, really, to be honest.
Okay, tell me then, what in your opinion, just your personal opinion, why, what is better on Periscope for you than on Facebook, and maybe what Facebook might have that Periscope doesn't have for you?
Facebook, to me, I like the real time interaction that Periscope has. The person types a comment, I see it, I respond, it's instantaneously. On Facebook, there seems to be a little bit of a lag and you don't necessarily always see people that come in. You don't see their questions or their comments right away when you need to. There's not really any analytics, so to speak, for it. Yeah, there's just like a couple things about it that I don't really care for. But then their dual broadcasting system has gotten a lot better. So, I've been recently doing a couple broadcasts where I brought people in, and I like the side-by-side screen. You don't have that on Periscope yet. So
yeah, that's true. But then we have OBS, and we can stream the Zoom meeting on Periscope too. I've been doing that too as well. So there's ways around it. I think that Facebook is a very heavy, in terms of programming, it's a very heavy platform, it can cause like browsers to, I have a Windows laptop here, and every time I have a Facebook page open, if it's open more than 5 minutes, it's just crashing, it's just so slow. And so processing video for Facebook is more difficult than Periscope, which is an app, and that's where we get the lag. I think that's they just have to get their act together, and instead of thinking about the algorithm and capping the reach, they need to get their technology in place. But talking about the reach, now you are utilizing your profile, your personal profile. You're going and you're talking about stuff, but what you're talking about is not really business as such, because you mentioned you're a Christian, and you're talking a lot about Jesus and whatever it's connected to religion, which is a personal kind of thing. So it's not in any way against Facebook regulations,
Right.
But I think that your videos are extremely inspirational, whether you are a Christian or not, actually, because there is a message there for anyone and everyone, and there's something to take. I listened to a couple of your videos at the moment when I needed them, and I went very happy knowing that this definitely made a difference, this few minutes that you were talking. I think you're such a natural. I'd never think that you are an introvert, because you're such a natural on live video. But as they say, if you suck at something, you just have to keep going, and then one day you'll suck so little that you'll be almost perfect.
Right?
Yeah, and that's what and what I noticed as well, like if I do a lot of live videos, let's say I do live videos daily, and then there'll be a week or two and I, for some reasons, couldn't do them daily, and I sort of feel like I fell off the wagon. I need to go back again, the confidence, what to talk about, how natural you are, and all these things, So, there's a fine line, isn't it, with this? You have to keep doing, like with everything, you have to keep doing. Tell me this, because you built a big audience now, and you've been offering now some help to other people to build audiences. I want to know a little bit more about that.
Well, over the last year, people all the time, like, how do you start live streaming? How do you do this? How do you do that? And I really felt like that's what I wanted to focus on this year, was helping people to get out here and overcome their fears, find more confidence, and really learn how to live stream, how to get out here. And I think there's something that happens to you, inside, whether mental or spiritual or whatever. I think when you find your voice and you get out on a platform and you start building a community, building a tribe, I think something happens to you that overflows into your life from this, that's so important, that everybody needs to experience. So I did my very first challenge last week, the 0 to Hero challenge. People have zero idea how to broadcast, go to, hero status. And people really responded well to it. And I've got a course coming out to teach people how to live stream, and it's just something that's really on my heart, because listen, if a knucklehead like me can do it, anybody can do it. So
this is so funny to me, because people who made it, you made it in live stream sort of sense, that you go and you just go your live stream. I go on live and I just go on, and people say, it's easy to say for you too, that if I could do it, you could do it, but they haven't seen us at the start. I have videos of the last winter. I created some product videos with my husband who was filming me. That don't work with your husband on filming product videos if you don't completely work very well together, because I was so stressed out and I just look like a robot there, and I'm actually reading like one small paragraph. That's as much as I could at a time, and it just looks awful, and I just wish I could just play it more often to people, saying this is a practice sort of this is the result of practicing daily almost, and that's how it was, and it caused me a great amount of stress, so it's the same. That was kind of funny. So in terms of making money from your live streams, how was your sort of experience? Do you think that it's something that you can just conquer like this?
Well, I think, and just to kind of just back up 1 second, but it leads into it, is, you said a lot right there when you said, you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. The biggest lesson that I learned about live streaming, and I've applied it to everything else since, is consistency. You just keep showing up and you're going to get better. The people come in and you just keep going. And, as far as making money on Periscope, whenever I talk about websites or graphics or anything, I always get leads. I always get leads. Anytime I bring up, like anybody needs help with a website or graphic work, I always get leads. So I have been able to make some money off of Periscope so far. And I wasn't even doing it as something I was full-time trying to do. But yeah, it's really pretty simple. Once you get your message out there and people know you, they like you, and they trust you, they will think of you as an authority on the subject, and they will buy from you whatever your product is. So
this is an interesting thing what you just said. The more you do it, they will think of you as an authority, because people say, how do I position myself as an authority? Because they might be insecure. They're like, who I am for people to listen to me? I'm not an authority. No, you are. You do have a skill, and you do know something, right? You do know something very, very well. So this is the secret. You just appear more often than other people, and all of a sudden you become an expert just because you're there being visible. And that's the secret of this whole I'm an expert thing. It's just talk about it more often, and a lot of people shy away from that. Whatever stops them, they don't want to be salesy, they don't want to be come across spammy or something like this. But this is how you build your position of influencer on social media. It's just by consistently being there. And again, the reality TV syndrome kicks in, and people just start listening to you just because you were there. I'm guilty as charged. I have people who, particularly, I have one person who I absolutely hated at the beginning when I saw their live stream. Hated with passion. It was just so not me. And over time, not only I really loved watching these live streams, I actually realized that this person is my twin. Mm-hmm. So it's just, that's how our brains sometimes work. You have to give it a chance, and if you're on that other side as well, just keep going. And the more people you talk on through your live streams, you see the amount of in your audience, the bigger the audience, the more people can actually buy your products. It's just like there is a ratio. So when you have a very small audience and you're saying, I'm not, my products are not selling, I'm not getting leads, well, maybe your audience is just a little bit too small, and maybe it's just not full of people, like it's full of people who you're not giving them what they need. You need to find the people who want what you need. So there's all these things. Okay, well, it's interesting. You mentioned something to me, obnoxious marketing. What was that about? If we're talking about selling online, is that some sort of like a master plan for 2018?
The obnoxious marketing, I got that from a friend of ours that we know, and basically it's just showing up everywhere all the time, 10 times, 15 times a day with the same message, not over and over and over again the same thing, but like different ways of doing it. Just coming on and and it's not even cheesy salesy, right? It's just telling the benefits of whatever it is you're doing, but just like being there in the morning, being there in the afternoon, in the evening, late at night, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Periscope. Oh my gosh, this person is everywhere with their message. What have they got?
Yeah, that's right. Omnipresence. A friend of mine, Eddie Smith, who is an Instagram guru, and he's built a huge audience last year. And we had an easy chat, which was my interview show series last year. We had an easy chat, I think, at the end of August. And right now, he's traveling. He's literally traveling the world, and he's created the business. Now, what was the selling point there? He is coming on live on Facebook twice a day, every day, no excuses, morning and night. He's doing the same, and so he knows how to build audiences on Instagram as well. But the amount of Facebook, like the following that he created by just on his personal profile, not talking about sales, just talking about life and motivation and, good things in life. And that's it, the living example. I was just watching him, and when we had an interview, Eddie was like, he thought I am there or something. He was like, I love you, you inspire me. And I'm looking at this guy, and he inspires me every day because of the consistency and because he's just doing it no matter what. He could be like cooking, I don't know, breakfast, bacon and talking about something, but he goes live every day. And that's why the results are much faster than if you're not doing it, right?
Well, if you're not showing up every day, you're not giving people a chance to find you or to follow you. And just think, every day that you show up, that's another video in your archive. That's another thing that you've done. That's more content that you've created that's out there. And so even if you don't have to do an hour-long broadcast every day, you could show up for 10, 15 minutes and do something, and then you're done. But show up consistently. That's the biggest key to success in this whole thing.
That is so true. I'm just looking if we have a few guys joining us, more guys, Deborah, Ann, and Beth. Hi, guys.
That's the tribe there.
Yeah, I think so, because they seem like to be your peeps. That's great. That's great to see. So, and Michael actually dropped a link to your challenge there. Is it still on? Can people still join?
Yeah, I'm doing the challenge again, starting on Monday.
Perfect. Let's then tell them what the challenge is, and so we mentioned it, but we need to give a couple of details now.
It's the 0 to Hero Challenge. I don't know if that's backwards or not.
No,
this one was from the last week. 0 to Hero Challenge. You can go to this bit.ly link up there to join up. But really what it is I take you through Monday through Friday, and I help you, set up your profile, your picture, your bio, get all that stuff together. Then I walk you through how to set up, where you're broadcasting from, and then different things. I won't get the whole thing away.
No, but so.
And then I just walk you through getting you out there and going live. And then by Friday, we've overcome a lot of stuff that were holding people back right away. And some of them have, I think, broadcast every day since doing it last week.
It's actually so simple. I started my live broadcast with 7-day challenge in a personal development group. Every day there was like a very silly, simple topic to talk about. And by day 4, I was just so relaxed doing it that then when day 7 finished and the guy was running the challenge, he said, okay, next challenge, do something for 30 days, but it has to be the same thing. So I said, yeah, live streaming. And I went in, I live streamed for 30 days, and I had like huge following of people, and I think I just got 120 friends just in that from the people who are watching me. Some of them watching me every day. And I was saying, well, I'm not even saying anything really. I'm just talking about my life views, who's interested? And yet they were, and there were people who were very inspired. That's how I started my business. I said I can inspire. And this is brilliant. And
people like to be along for that ride too. When they know you're in a challenge, when they know that you're doing something that's outside of your comfort zone and you're showing up, it inspires people and they love to be a part of it. I started out trying to do a 30 and 30, myself when I first started broadcasting, and it didn't go very well the first time. And the second time through, when I really committed to it, but way before day 30, I was just broadcasting. I wasn't even thinking about what day it was on.
Yeah, it's true. And you know what? 30 days, to do a 30-day challenge from zero is very difficult. Do a 5-day challenge, because believe me, by the end of the 5 days, you will be, like Michael said here, it helped him a great deal. So, it's just you feel much more relaxed day 3, 4, 5, definitely. But it's the consistency then that you need to exercise. And that's a completely different challenge. isn't it? It's the consistency challenge then, the 30 days. It's not the actual confidence or anything like that. So I hope that we maybe can spread the word about this challenge, guys. There is a link here, and I'm going to see after the show if I can pin that comment, Michael's comment, with the link to the top of this broadcast. Thank you so much, Greg, for joining me. I really enjoyed having you on the show and picking your brain and how you're doing things, and you gave a lot of golden nuggets. I think it's brilliant. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me. So if this show brought you value, please like this page, and you can get notifications to see when we're going live. I have this show twice a week, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, around this time, noon Eastern, 5 o'clock UK. Today we're one hour late, but that's okay. So yes, you're very welcome, and I think I might even, I'll see how I get on, but I might even jump on that challenge as well. I'm a Periscope virgin. I don't really go much onto it. But yeah, it's time to start taking over the world, and that seems to be a good app. Good platform. Yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah. Thanks a million again, and all have a good day, and all the best. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me, Juliet. I loved it.
It was brilliant. It was a delightful thing. Right. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye-bye.